Hi, welcome to the Harmony Collective. Today we want to show you a few simple tips and tricks about the lay of the land, how to utilize the kitchen most effectively, and some ways that will help you with your cleanliness standards as we're working our way through the kitchen. So the first thing we want to keep in mind as we're going through this whole video is how to utilize proper consciousness and proper cleanliness. And this will allow us to utilize the kitchen most effectively all the way through our cooking process. So that's what we want, and let's get going. So over here we have our variety of cloths. We have our counter cloths. These are blue. They're for our countertops, as well as any cooking utensils or our bowls. We also have our deity cloths. So for these, you can use it for when you're finished with your arti or making the offering. Once you clean things off, then you can wipe them down and put it away. We have our laundry bin, so if something's really dirty, then you can just toss it in the laundry bin. So over here we have our broom and our mop. So you sweep everything down when you're finished cooking. You can go through underneath all of the counters and making sure that everything is really thoroughly cleansed. And then you can go through with the mop, with the sprayer, and wipe everything down thoroughly. All of our pots are in the pantry. They're on the side here and they're on hooks. So when you want to use them, you can pull them off the hook, use them, wash them, dry them off, and then hang them back on the hooks. So that way you know where they are, all of them are there, and when you're finished, you can return them. So the next thing I want to show you is just kind of the lay of the land. So over here we have our metal bowls. There's tons of them, so you should be able to find the sizes that you need. We also have cutting boards and baking trays. And then we also have in this box our kitchen utensils. So we have a whisk, chapati roller, can opener, things like that. So you'll find those things in here. Up top we have the Vitamix, NutriBullet. Totally use those things as you like. Behind it we have the backsplash because these things tend to spill out and stuff. So we have our sponge. Please wipe this down after you've used these things. And I also would suggest wiping these things down after you've used them, and again, even if you haven't. The next thing I want to be able to show you here is our spices. So we have all of our primary spices here, as well as some secondary spices here. And you'll also notice beneath our spices, we have these primary kitchen utensils. So you should be able to find everything that you need. If you can't find it, it's likely to be in the pantry, so you can go ahead and browse the pantry and see if there's anything in there that you might want to use for your cooking. So down here we have our cleaning supplies. We have some floor cloths, some larger floor cloths, some garbage bags. We also have paper towels, and your soap is here. So all the things that you need for cleaning and washing dishes and that sort of thing, taking out the trash, you'll find all of that here. Moving over to the stove. The stove's really powerful, it gets really hot, and it's gas. So when you turn it on, you can see it has a really high flame. So just be careful when you're utilizing it. I've burnt things so many times already, and we just got this thing. We also have our oven mitts. I would utilize them because the pans get really hot. So for cleaning the stove, all of these things come out. You can take them over to the sink, and you can rinse them down, dry them off, and then also wipe down underneath, so all of this under area of the stove. Making sure to wipe down the front, this area, even over this part, pulling out this guy and wiping down this. Making sure that the whole front of the stove is thoroughly wiped down and clean before you're finished. We also have these tables that pull out, so you can wipe down the sides, making sure that anything that might have run off is cleaned, so that way it's not hard and crusty on our sides. Wiping down the whole backsplash, because it gets dirty, making sure it's really wiped down, and even underneath these utensils, and you can even wipe it up here as well. So these are the kind of the things that you want to know about over here, and then I'm going to take you up to the other side of the kitchen. So over here we have all of our bulk items. We have our mung dal, sugar, flour, quinoa, and they're on these nice rollers, so you can pull them out, move them around as you need to. And also when you're cooking, when you're finished with these, you can sweep out behind them so that way we have that whole area cleaned. Also, when you're finished with your cooking, wipe down on top of all of these because they tend to get flour and the cracks and that sort of thing. So we want to make sure that it's thoroughly clean when we're finished. We have our magnet bar and it has our knives and measuring cups. We also have these things so that when you're transferring your hot pots onto any one of these countertops, you can put this down first so that way it protects the tables because they will get burnt if it's too hot. We also have our BOGO list. So if there's something that you wanted and you couldn't find it, or if you use the last of something, you can write it down on the list and we'll make sure to get it for the next time. We also have our kitchen cleaning checklist. So it's all the things that we've mentioned here in this video, and you can go through it before you leave the kitchen to make sure that you got everything. So when you're finished cooking, everything should be put away and the kitchen should look like this, where all of your pots are in the pantry and your bowls are underneath and everything is as you found it. So then it's high cleanliness, high consciousness, and the kitchen's ready for the next person. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was useful for you, and I hope you have a really good cooking experience here at the Harmony Collective.